I mean, really, who came up with this? Who came up with this idea of going on Fox News? Kamala Harris. Who came up with this idea? Yeah, it's an absolute terrible idea. And I do want to kick off the show. Appreciate you being here. This is in other news. I'm your host, Mike Russell. Love hanging out with you. Why are y'all doing this? Are you doing it so we're the only reason that the only way, put it this way, Kamala Harris can get anyone to talk, the Harris campaign can get anyone to talk about her, is to put her up in interviews, and then people get to make fun of her for an entire day, and then the media apparatus jumps out to defend her. That's it. That is the only reason why they do this stuff. And of course, I'm talking about the Bret Baier interview that is just social media is having such a fun time with today. We'll break down the interview, but I want to come out saying this. Lynn says that Bret kicked ass. I gave you my thoughts yesterday on why the Harris campaign allowed this interview to happen. Twofold. First is Bret Baier has never been a champion of Donald Trump in any way. Second, actually the second and most important is what I just mentioned. The only way we're talking about Kamala Harris is if they let her do an interview and then we make fun of her for how unintelligent she is. Bret, I don't even know if Bret could have been more vicious, says Jim. Jim says, hilarious interview. Bret could have been more vicious. We will break this stuff down momentarily. But there are a couple of things that I would like to point out before we kick into the actual audio. Go to the audio sound bites. And I got a great, we're gonna have a decompression session and a little dump. So we'll go back into if I miss the comments. Here we go. Yeah. Bret is new Tim Russert. That is high praise. That is high praise. Yeah, we would hope so. I want to bring Crossfire back, but okay. What was that, guys? Oh, the McLaughlin group. That was it. That was yes. Kamala Harris, the border. You've done a terrible job. Your thoughts? Bring that back. This started as exactly how you thought it would start, and I want to break it down with how it started. I'm not talking about sitting down. The interview started 15 minutes late. She didn't show up until 15 minutes after she was supposed to, and every minute going by, her handlers were whittling down the time Bret had. I'm going to play that for you in a moment. Then if you saw when she walked in, she walked in pissed. She walked in, she didn't want to be there. She had her war pants on. She was going to go to battle. And then she sat down. So let's start with Bret. Let's start with old Bret breaking it down for the team afterwards.
You've been on the other side. You've been on the rapper as a press secretary interviewing a president. And, I'm talking like 4 people waving their hands like it's got to stop. So, Martha, I had to dismount there at the end. There's so many things, and she maybe should do more of these.
Actually, she shouldn't. So I apologize for playing the wrong clip there, but he was talking about her handlers are like, wrap this up. You're done. We're done. We're killing this thing. They did everything that they could do besides getting into the camera view and say, get out of there, because Fox cut that. They were done. They were like, we can't deal with this damage anymore. She is that bad. She's that terrible. This is exactly what Barack Obama was talking to Joe Biden about yesterday at that funeral service. It's done. It's over. It's over. Either he was begging to get back in the game, or he was talking and telling him that it's over, or he was saying this campaign's over. She's toast. Because you think Barack Hussein Obama, who has been running this administration, you think quite literally that he does not know he probably had a live feed through that. But before we get into the pieces of this here, I wanted to talk about Bret Baier. Bret Baier talked to Bret before that, and I apologize for pulling the wrong piece of audio. He said that it started 15 minutes late. That's intentional. That's intentional for 2 reasons. One reason is so the interview could be shorter. Like Lynn said, 2 was not 20 minutes was not enough. Needed to be longer. But it's always a power play. If somebody shows up late, not the chronic people that we had the Rosales family that we hung out with my whole youth. Rosales family, we called it Mexican Standard Time, MST, and they were always late. You could start an event at 1 o'clock and tell the Rosales family it's at noon, so they might get there around 1. They'd be there at 2 o'clock. Always late. That was not a power move. That was just them, hurting the cats, the kids, and all that stuff, right? But in a business world, that is a power move. If you have a meeting with someone, interview, whatever it is, and they walk in late. No, that's for Rhonda. That's for James T, the BP team. The interviewer or the boss or whatever runs in late. That's a power move. That's you wait for me. I'm the boss, Applesauce. You're going to sit there and wait. As long as I tell you to, I'm in a position of authority. And I believe that's probably some of the medical profession that we're dealing with, just the ego and I'm right, and you're not going to tell me what prescription to give you because I know what I'm getting paid the most for. I mean, what's going to do the best for you and your family? Yeah. Okay, we are coming back to this stuff, and I'm coming back to Mystery Science Theater because I did not know that I had fellow nerds amongst me that think that Mystery Science Theater is one of the greatest things ever. But Sterling was happening here. So parodies of the McLaughlin group were hilarious. That's what I was basically trying to do. I was basically trying to be Dana Carvey, doing that screaming and yelling. But anyway, that is a power move. How she walked in, another power move. Then you look at her body language. I'm not going to go full body here, but her legs were crossed, right? Very nice replay. Her arms the entire time were crossed like this. That is 2 ways of telling Bret Baier, I am so closed off. You're not getting anything from me. I am guarded. I am keeping my guard up. I'm not going to give you what you want. So anyone you see with their arms folded, same thing. Arms folded, they're closed off to you. It's just the way it is. Bret, God bless him, was not mirroring her. I think it would have been a lot more civil kind of conversation had he mirrored her. And it would have been, I think the mood of the room would have gone down. So this was Bret Baier. Bret was up and leaning forward. Dude was in charge. I'm not a huge Bret Baier fan, but I like him. Proud of him on that one. From no matter what he said, how many talked over, interrupted, all this stuff, and how it got talking over each other, then you apologize for the talking over. I'm like, dude, if you say, hey, we're talking over each other now because you're not answering my question, not because, sorry, Madam Vice President. The only thing. But other than that, I'm proud of him leaning forward. Yeah, Rhonda, I would say, Rhonda says she is a national embarrassment. I don't even think most of America associates with her. Yeah. And Tina, you're right. Wow, she can't even fake it. Which if Grizz is here, he's going to make a joke here just real quick about her faking it. Anyway, let's move on. I was trying to count how many times she touched her ear, how many times she looked offset. Look, again, I believe in coincidences. I've just never seen one. Does she only own one pair of earrings that she wears to interviews and debates? You seen her wearing any other pair? The Charlemagne, if you pull up the Charlemagne live feed where they actually had cameras, she quite literally moves her hair and does one of these. I'm like, okay, really? And by the way, that takes talent. That takes talent. The worst thing that I think for me in the media when I was in terrestrial radio before I streamed is when my producer would talk in my ear. And God bless them, they were doing it for the right reason, but they would say something like 2 minutes. I'm like, okay, dude, I got the clock. Like I had to start that, like not to be a diva, but I was like, okay, I have this giant red atomic clock in front of me. I'm like, okay, I know when we're supposed to go to break at 14. I got it. But then they would correct me or give me a name of something. And I'm like, ugh. Like your next spot is Lund Mortgage or something. And I'm like, okay, I forgot the middle of my sentence, what I was saying. Let's see here. Unfortunately, there are still those that no matter how incompetent, useless, hate Trump. Yeah, it's the Trump derangement syndrome. And again, we're going to get back to this. Let's just jump into the meat and thy potatoes when it comes into this. But one of the arguments is she did this. She went into the belly of the beast. She went into enemy grounds, and that shows that she can take on our adversaries around the world. No, it doesn't. especially if you're going to use that as an example. Here's what it is. Donald Trump, every time he goes anywhere that is not Newsmax or Fox in most cases, he's in enemy territory. That's a man who will do most every single interview and have no problem with it. Yeah. Yeah. So, all right, let's get into the meat and the potatoes, and we'll get into the reaction. I have randomly placed these into my queue. I don't know, because I want to watch and react with you guys. I think that'd be a lot more fun. So let's play along. I do not know. These are not the order of questions, but these are just, I just threw them all in there to see what happens. So we can play along. So let's play along. Let's have some fun. Here's Kamala.
For our economy would strengthen our economy. His would make them weaker.
Why do you
would
think more
ignite
people
inflation and invite a recession by the middle of next year? Those are the facts.
Why do you?
No, those aren't the facts. Actually, we're already in a recession, sweetie. We already have been. We've been in for the majority of your reign of terror. We have already been in a recession. And when she says mine will make it better, his will pull us into a trade war and a recession, and she says those are the facts, that is nothing short of gaslighting.
I think more people say they trust him on the economy than they trust you.
I think that when you look at an analysis of our plans for what we would do as president of the United States, it has been clear to those who study and understand how economic policy works that moving forward, because I do believe the American people are ready to turn the page.
Here we go with the turn the page crap again. And that, I think when she said that, that's one of Bret Baier's triggers. Like, here we go with your talking points on turn the page crap.
On the divisiveness and the type of rhetoric that has come out of Donald Trump, people are ready to chart a new way forward, and they want a president who has a plan for the future and a plan that is sound and will strengthen our country. My plan for the economy does exactly that. His plan would be, again, to give tax cuts to billionaires and the biggest corporations in our country and blow up our deficit.
Okay. God bless her heart. And anyway, from the Midwest to the South, that is not a compliment. God bless your heart. That means you are too stupid to function and wondering how you don't fall down more. I saw that little spineless drinking worm, Ruben Gallego. I saw one of his ads. And they keep on this, and I don't understand why. Maybe somebody can help me. Maybe I'm wrong in this. But we need to make corporations pay. This is my Ruben Gallego. We need to make corporations pay their fair share. Okay, you're going to make corporations pay more taxes. Okay. So that's going to lower my prices. How? How is that going to make my grocery bills better? How's that going to lower my gas prices? Windfall taxes on the oil companies. Remember that crap they used to pull that just was awful. It was just a horrible campaign move. But how is that going to make what are they going to take a hit? They're going to pay 10% more in taxes and they're not going to raise my prices 10% more? You're an idiot. Like, how we're not stupid. Even if we skipped economics, even if we never even heard the word economics, we know that's the case. I don't know if her earrings were reminding her to breathe in and out so much, Rhonda, as her earrings were keeping her charged. Yeah, keeping the batteries going there. No? Okay. Let's go to the next. Again, a bunch of silliness. Let's try. Come on.
You said repeatedly that the border was secure. When in your mind did it start becoming a crisis?
That is a bleeping great question, Brett. Love it, kid.
I think we've had a broken immigration system transcending, by the way, Donald Trump's administration, even
not what he asked, sister. Not what he asked
before. Let's all be honest about that. I have no pride in saying that this is a perfect immigration system. I've been clear, I think we all are, that it needs to be fixed. We need more. I was just down at the border talking with border agents.
I've been down there one whole times. If I had $1 for every time I've been down there, I'd have $1.
And they will tell you, and I'm sure I know you investigate and you are a serious journalist. They will tell you, we need more judges. We need to process those cases faster. We need the support for those cases that should be prosecuted.
Is it just me, or is she just is she just explaining how they want their mass amnesty to happen? Is it? Is that just me or just, okay, I need to fix the border by doing what? Being able to process all the people we're letting in illegally, just do that quickly? That's not fixing the problem at the border. Yeah, not at all. Okay, Evelyn, we're going to come back to that one. I just saw the beginning of that, and we're just going to come back to that. I like it. So we're definitely going to come back to that. Okay, let's get back to it. Let's get back to our Madam Vice President.
They need more resources, and Congress ultimately is the only place that's going to get fixed, Brett.
Well,
that's how the system
that's,
works.
That's the premise of this question. There were 90 plus executive orders that were rescinded in the first days. Many of those were Trump border policies. I'm not going to stay here because there's other things to talk about, but you frequently talk to the Border Patrol Union for support of that bipartisan bill, and they did. They supported it. But they also just endorsed Donald Trump and said, you've been, quote, a failure with border security.
Yep. Get it, boy. That's what I'm saying right there, man. That's nothing but hot right there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, by the way, you say you spoke with Border Patrol and all said, then why are they voting for Donald Trump? Why are they throwing their money behind Donald Trump? And that's, something tremendous, a good point. So they want more resources so they could just have more paper pushers, more pencils. That's it. They're not talking when they say, "Boy, we want to put a National Guard." Remember Katie Hobbs? I have a National Guard. Katie Hobbs puts National Guard resources down at the border, and it sounds like to the masses. I think what everyone was getting to the masses here. Hey, the National Guard's going to the border. That's right. That's a tough governor right there, sending the National Guard down to the border. The only reason the National Guard went down to the border was to do pencil pushing. That's it. That's it. Help streamline the process of illegal immigrants coming into our nation. Illegal immigrants coming into our nation. That's crazy. That ain't nothing but crazy. All right, let's get to it.
Tell pollsters all over the country and here in Pennsylvania that immigration is one of the key issues that they're looking at this election.
Great question.
And specifically the influx of illegal immigrants from more than 150 countries. How many illegal immigrants would you estimate your administration has released into the country over the last 3.5 years?
That's a specific question, straight up. All right, girl. How many have you let in? In your estimate, just give me a ballpark. Give me a range. I don't care. Between 1 and 20 million. If that's your range, cool. Give me a number.
I'm glad you raised the issue of immigration because I agree with you. It is a topic of discussion that people want to rightly have. And
it is a topic of discussion that people want to rightly have. It is a topic of discussion that people want to rightly have. Son of a. Going back to it. God bless her heart. Oh, that's so cute.
And you know what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah, but do you just a number? Do you think it's 1 million, 3 million?
That's the second time I've asked you for a number now. I want a number. I'm going to even give you some thought joggers. 2 million, 3 million. What do you got?
Brett, let's just get to the point.
That is the point.
Okay, the point is that we have a broken immigration system.
By the way, did you hear her entire staff slap their foreheads right when she said that? Oy.
That needs to be repaired.
So your Homeland Security Secretary said that 85% of apprehensions.
I'm not finished. We have
it's a rough estimate of 6 million people have been released into the country. And let me just finish. I'll get to the question. I promise you.
I was beginning to answer.
And when you came.
What do you mean you're beginning to answer? Yeah, follow that, by the way. That's a dang good. That's a dang good follow right there. But what you're about to answer the question? Just answer it. It's an easy question. You know the answer. You truly know the answer. Courtroom speak. I like that. We'll definitely get back to that as well. Let's give this a shot here.
Gary, Rachel Morin, Laken Riley, they are young women who were brutally assaulted and killed by some of the men who were released at the beginning of the administration, well before a negotiated bipartisan bill. Former President Clinton actually referred to Laken Riley Sunday campaigning for you in Georgia, saying if those men had been properly vetted, Laken Riley probably would not have been killed. So if it wouldn't have happened, this is well before any negotiation. This is well before Donald Trump got involved in the politics. This is a specific policy decision by your administration to release these men into the country. So what I'm saying to you, do you owe
Brett,
those families an apology?
Let me just say, first of all, those are tragic cases.
Thoughts and prayers.
There's no question about that.
Thoughts and prayers. You gotta say it.
There's no question about that. And I can't imagine
She's waiting for her answer to register in her earpiece.
the pain that the families of those victims have experienced
Thoughts and prayers.
for a loss that should not have occurred. So that is true. It is also
Girl, you know it's true.
true that if a border security had actually been passed 9 months ago, it would be 9 months that we would have had more
on, Brett.
border agents at the border, more support for the folks who are working around
By the way, that had $60 billion in Ukraine and not $1 would have gone to what she was saying.
the clock, trying to hold it all together
Madam Vice President.
to ensure that no future harm would occur. And
Oh, no future harm. We were going to seal it. Jam it up, jelly tight. Woo!
this election in 20 days will determine whether we have a president of the United States who actually cares
God.
more about fixing a problem,
This is the worst.
even if it is not to their political advantage in an election, because there
it,
was a
Brett.
solution, Brett.
Say it,
Madam Vice
Brett.
President, it was
Yes.
a policy decision in the early part of your
Yes, it
administration.
is.
I will
And?
let one of the mothers talk about it. Take a listen.
Here.
Because of the Biden-Harris administration open border policies catch and release, they were enrolled in the Alternatives to Detention program.
Yep.
This meant that they were released into the United States. It was not even a full 3 weeks later that they would take my daughter, Jocelyn Nungare's life. I believe the Biden-Harris administration open border policies are responsible for the death of my daughter.
That's the early days. So do you owe them an apology? Is what
I
I'm
will
saying.
tell you that I am so sorry for her loss.
Oh, shut up. Thoughts
I'm so sorry for her loss.
Thoughts and prayers. Shut up. I'm done with you. Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers. Oh, Rondo's with me. I know. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm watching the Menendez brother thing. Creepy is all creeped out. That whole show was creepy. Like everyone in the show was creepy, not just the Menendez boys. Wow. They're playing a lot of Milli Vanilli in there too. Fantastic. Lots of Milli Vanilli in there. Which I think is intentional. You know what I mean? The frauds are kind of acting like they're not. I like that. Yeah. I can. Oh, geez. I don't even want to imagine that. Okay, here we go. Let's keep on.
Vice President, you were asked on 2 different shows last week what, if anything, you would do differently than President Biden. Here's what you said.
Would you have
Nothing.
done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
Under a Harris administration, what would the major changes be and what would stay the same?
Sure. Well, I mean, I'm obviously not Joe Biden.
I noticed.
And so that would be one change in terms of, but also I think it's important to say with, 28 days to go, I'm not Donald Trump.
So you're not Joe Biden, you're not Donald Trump, but nothing comes to mind that you
Arms
would do
crossed,
differently?
Eunice.
Let me be very clear. My presidency will not be a continuation of Joe Biden's presidency. And like every new president that comes in to office, I will bring my life experiences, my professional experiences, and fresh and new ideas.
So nothing. So absolutely nothing. Your experiences and fresh and new ideas. No. So fresh and so clean.
I represent a new generation of leadership.
Ain't nobody Kamala like me. I'm just so fresh. And
I, for example, am someone who has not spent the majority of my career in Washington, D.C. I invite
you spent most of your career on your. Never mind.
ideas, whether it be from the Republicans who are supporting me, were just on stage with me minutes ago, and
Cheney?
the business sector, and others who can contribute to the decisions that I make about, for example, my plan for increasing the supply of housing in America and bringing down the cost of housing.
That's not how it works.
Addressing the issue of small businesses, which is about working with
not how it
the
works,
private
lady.
sector to bring more capital and access to capital to our small business leaders, including my plan for a $25,000 down payment assistance for first-time home buyers and for small businesses,
First time home buyer. What? The what? The what? Yeah, they don't look like me.
extending the tax deduction from $5,000 to $50,000.
We've heard a lot about those plans in recent.
Yeah, we heard a lot about those plans and no substance. This was the worst interview she's done yet. This was it. This was as bad as Joe Biden's debate. Oh, I mean, Liz Cheney does not even want her to win. Liz Cheney hates the fact that she has to campaign for someone that she railed against for years. She just hates Donald Trump. And Daddy said you don't get a dime until you do. Until you hate Donald Trump as much as I do. Oh, my goodness sakes. And as predictable as it is, it's predictable as we thought, immediately, here's Sonny Hostin getting on MSNBC and talking about racism and misogyny.
I think it's of that fact. I think it's very important when you have your own former vice president not endorse you.
Do you think that he approached her differently than other people he interviews?
I saw a little bit of the panel after the interview, and one woman said that she came in hot. And
okay, wait a second. Do you see that? Is she looking like Toyota Jackson at all? She's looking like LaToya, is she not? Is she starting to look like LaToya Jackson? Anyone come with me on this? Have you ever seen Sonny Hostin and LaToya Jackson in the same place? Just asking. I'm just asking.
Also said that she became angrier. I thought he came in hot. And what I am very tired of is this trope of the angry black woman.
Here we go.
She was not angry. She was in command of the facts. She was passionate. Passion does not equal anger. I'm often called,
dumb, a ditz, a race baiter, a jerk, a bad human. Is he going to get any of those? Those are where I was going.
Donald Trump actually called me dumb.
You are dumb.
At a rally recently. You have these tropes that are used against women and women of color in particular. And I did not see a dumb woman. I did not see an angry woman. I saw a woman who understands what is at stake. And
yeah, her job. That's it. The only thing Kamala Harris cares about is her job. And she's ticked off that she has to do these press interviews. She's ticked off that she has to do any of this. And let's not go ahead and fact check the hell out of me. All of her staff said she does not want to do the work. She doesn't. If she has to do a state dinner, we have to basically put a state dinner on the day before so she's prepared. We have to hire actors. She does not want to put in the work. You guys using college words like vapid. It's fantastic, though. But that's all. When you know that, and I always said this, Democrat Party is a scary party. It's a dangerous party. When you know, and when you see misogyny and racism coming out, you know they're desperate. They're desperate. They know that they are losing, and they know they're going to lose this race. This is not going to be close. 310, 315, Donald Trump, Electoral College. This is, it blows my mind that anyone can watch this woman and say, yes, she needs to lead the free world. Yeah, I'm begging you on this one. I'm begging any of my liberal people. Tell me during 4 years of Donald Trump's presidency where you were harmed. Tell me where the mean orange man hurt you. Here, show me on this doll. Tell me how hard it was for you making more money, having lower taxes, groceries being half of what they are. You tell me that, and I'll start playing. I'll help you. I'll help you through it. Yeah, like Chris said, it hurt their feelings. It totally hurt their feelings. Okay, wait. Get my violin back on the stand there. My world's tiniest violin. They will make it close. Grizz, you are right. 65 years, 2 countries. I've never seen a worse performance by any politician. It's complete garbage. You're correct in that, Greg. It really is. It just, I mean, okay, hold on though. I mean, where would you put that with the Biden debate? That was probably one of the worst. Just absolutely, it's up there though. But remember, it is the Biden-Harris administration. So then, so there's that. Yeah. Just ask Hillary. Yeah, she's gonna write another book of it. This is what I don't. I didn't even know Kamala Harris had a book. I had no idea. But here's the crazy part. No matter how close it is, I want to show you guys something. No matter how close it is, then we're going to get to all your comments, and we're going to do a decompression session and get the heck up out of here. I'm going to bail out just a skosh early today. I'm going to bail out a little early today because intern Nuge got a promotion at his job, his first promotion at his job. 16 years old, started. He works hard, and they bumped him up, and I'm just so proud of him. So I'm running out to get him a little something. Say dad's proud of you. So anyway, that's what we got to do before he gets home from school. So that's why I get going. But I want to show you this. This is why we won't know. And Greg, it's interesting. I'm glad you're here because you have covered this in 2 countries. And for those that don't know, this is Greg. Greg is he's Canadian. He's American Canadian. How do you do that? Do you Canadian American, Canadian Amerinadian? How do you work that out? You're the one that called me the Liberpublican. No, what did you? Republitarian. That's it. Holy mackerel! Let me get some coffee. Hang tight. But anyway, I'm curious to see when I show you this clip. I want your opinion on this and how it would have worked in Canada. Americanuck. Yes. Oh, I love it. No, yes. Americanuck. I'm going with it. I love it. Our resident Americanuck. I love it. He's American adjacent in every way. All right. So let me show you this because this is one of the secretaries of state's going to explain how we are going to AmericanuckRadio.com. Yeah, check that out. It's fantastic. See how it's going to go down on election night. So good luck if you think that we're going to know what's going on. Here we go.
We saw for ourselves at a ballot intake center in Chester County outside Philadelphia.
So this is the actual envelope, and these where the ballots are returned in.
Okay, what language is he speaking? Is that Pennsylvanian? They say Ewins in Pittsburgh. Yeah. Okay, Southern Canadian. I like it. Okay.
And this is a sample.
Correct, yes. And
Elections Administrator Karen Barsoom showed us how each ballot arrives inside 2 different envelopes.
94 ballots in 1 tray.
Processing them is a tedious task, which
94
under Pennsylvania
ballots.
law cannot start until 7.
Guys like one of the conductors on the train. 94 ballots coming through. 94 in 1 tray. 94. Acting like anyone's going to count the damn thing.
a.m. on Election Day.
So when we do open it, there is another envelope. So hypothetically speaking, if we have 100,000 mail-in ballots, we have to deal with double the amount of envelopes, which is a long process. And then the ballots comes out.
And you can't count it folded like that.
Can't fold it. So watch this. You got to work the creases out. Hand to God, she's about to say this. Listen to this.
We'll need to have a whole different team unfold them, backfold them, to get the creases out as good as we can.
No, you don't.
How long does it?
She acting like it's one of those machines you got to put a dollar bill in, like the vending machine, and it kicks it back out. That's not how it works, sweetheart. Stop telling me. Oh, the foreshadowing here. Like, no, we got to bend the back. You know, she sounded like Dorf on Golf. You know, with the Tim Conway the Tim Conway or the Swedish Chef, one of the 2.
Take to process each ballot?
Several minutes. It's not like done in a sec.
3 minutes. They had to count 1 million ballots. How many hours is 3 million minutes? Just 50,000 hours. That's all. Don't give me your crap. Don't give me this nonsense. Don't give. Oh, I gotta take out the envelope and put it in another envelope, and I'm gonna put this in the envelope, and I'm gonna be the envelope. Never did it with the other envelope. This is dumb. This is absolutely asinine. We've got to be the only country that's got to deal with this garbage. Why? Because it's all shady now. Every bit of this is shady now. And Greg, in any elections, did they in Canada, did they have to deal with this kind of crap, or they just know who won? Truth. Yeah. That's crazy. All right, before we get to our decompression session, let's get to what y'all are saying, shall we? All right. Let's say what I wanted to do was get to what did I want to get to first? I wanted to get to all right. Oh, thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. You said he couldn't watch. Thanks for taking one for the team and breaking it down. Whew. Yeah, it was very tough. But coming down to when I said that it was let's see. All right, did cover that already. All right, let's get to Evelyn here. What'd you say, Evelyn? You're not wrong in the fact that we are not stupid. I appreciate that. All right. There are quite a few that fall into the stupid category. I would agree. I just switched that Republicans would do more. I wish that Republicans do more commercials explaining the basic economics. I do agree with that. I do wish Republicans would do a lot of things, which I'm seeing them do. I'm seeing President Trump in his campaign do a lot of better things, a lot of things better, excuse me. And I'm seeing a lot of the undercards. I'm seeing a lot of that come through, and I'm seeing a lot of the ground game kind of coming up. And I wish the Republicans would, but understand this. I think that if it is attached to something, is attached to this. I'm Mike Russell, and I support this message. Mike Russell, am going to eliminate the National Department of Education. Gone. Federal Department of Education is out. Gone. Here's why. People believe this. And then I would play it as, if I tax corporations more, it's going to save you more at the grocery store. No, it's not. That's why you all were raised in this Department of Education doing what they've done. And we federalized our education system and all this stupid Common Core crap. And now no one knows anything. Everyone believes that. Goes, yeah, you go after those greedy billionaires. I tell you, you go after them. And then Evelyn went on. All right. You're not wrong. Unfortunately, the majority is stupid. Yes, economic facts should be explained clearly, and they actually do understand what we're talking about and how it will not work. And which Republicans, conservatives would do more commercials explain to people exactly kind of the same deal. But if you remember, from the movie, what was it? Men in Black, when Will Smith asked a very good question, said, well, why don't you just tell the people, why don't you tell the people? They'll understand there's aliens amongst them. He said, a person is intelligent. The people are stupid, panicky, and will freak out, essentially. Masses is what they're appealing to. That's one of the reasons why you'll always see the middle class fighting for the middle class. Why do they say fighting for the middle class without defining what middle class is? They say middle class because everyone identifies as middle class. I would say that 75, maybe 80% of the nation identify as middle class. So that's why they always say middle class. Yeah. And you don't understand the basic. Yeah, definitely on that. Yeah, in Truman, going back to the immigration thing, I think you're right in that. They want more resources, and the only resources is so they can move through the system, which she even said herself. The vice president said herself that this is about what? It's about getting more judges, getting more legal representation, so they can just move them through the pipeline and become U.S. citizens and vote Democrat. That's how it is. It's absolutely absurd. And Alfred, you're not wrong. This is almost treason. You look at what the networks are doing. You look at what this propaganda nonsense is. Terrible. And my man Brendan's pulling in this. Using courtroom speak, where you hope the jury gets completely lost between the start and end of your statement without actually saying anything. Amen. Amen. Just go around and around and around and around. I have a friend who just loves to do closing arguments. He works for Maricopa County. Says he'll do closing, just keep his game sharp. Just kind of see if he can work a room, work a jury box. Yeah. And I don't disagree with you, Ron, that it's a filibuster. It is, yeah. And Colin, she definitely does not care in any way, shape, fashion, or form. Alfred says it seems as if Obama and Clinton know that she's lost, and they're counting on Look, the DNC knows. The entire Democrat Party knows that they are kind of hosed in this. That they have, and you can try to talk me off of this. You're not going to be able to talk me off of this. Barack Obama wants another 2 terms. He wanted it with Joe Biden, thought he could get 2 terms because he had a useful idiot in there. And Joe Biden just cashed out. And Joe Biden, and again, I'm not ripping on him for his mental decline. I'm ripping on him for his ego, his racism, his terrible record. And I'm ripping on everyone around him that tried to lie to us when we saw it right before our eyes. So they brought in Kamala, a bigger useful idiot than Joe Biden. That is just there for herself, her own self-aggrandized, look at me, I am the first female president of the United States. That's the only reason she's there. And to enrich herself as her and little Dougie had done for a hot minute. No, I'm not going to do the Dougie Grizz. Don't even ask. I mean, Truman, it's hard. You watch her speak, and if she's going to represent the United States on a world stage, I'm blown away that she's deciding the polls. I'm blown away that there is intelligent people that are voting for her. I'm blown away. I am blown away. You know, the most intelligent people that I'm seeing vote for her. The most intelligent people are that have already gone through their financial arc. The people that have worked hard, most likely conservative in there, low taxes, big military, national defense, good flag waving on 4th of July and Veterans Day and did all the thing, but low taxes. Now they've been a benefit of those low taxes. They're now getting Social Security, and they have a retirement and in a lot of cases a pension. They're not worried about the government anymore. They're like, we're fine. Democrats, woo, that's right. Do the right thing. Give everyone money. Yeah, take from all those kids that are working now and higher taxes. So where do you play? Those are the people that are doing there. Yeah, and I just see Merrick. Please, that guy's a bozo. Mm-hmm. See what else we got on our little roundup here. All right, see if I see here. Trump was a popular vote. See, Brennan's got when he puts the laugh emojis here, it's going to be funny. Trump was a popular vote. How long until the Dems come out in favor of the Electoral College? Yes, a sacred institution built to prevent the rise of popular vote dictators. That's right. By the way, that's probably the easiest argument you can go with and just say that if we go by straight popular vote, New York and California would pick our president every year. That's just it. There would be no representation. Oh, maybe then we don't get taxed then. Maybe you only tax California and New York people. Remember, no taxation without representation. No, I'm telling you what I think, Greg, is it's narcissism. It's narcissism, it's laziness, and it's a criminal mind is what it is. It is I am going to bend this system as hard as I can, and I am going to be a useful idiot, and I'm just going to get the deal. We've been seeing a lot of this in the pop culture world, where we realize we're like, oh, Justin Bieber wasn't that talented. He just got his deal. And you see different celebrities coming out saying, oh, here's how you get a deal in Hollywood. You've got to go get with this dude, this dude, this dude, or this dude. You've got to basically take one for the team and you get your deal. Kamala Harris was told to sit there, shut up, say what they tell her to say, and she'll be president of the United States. Same thing they told Joe. But Joe's ego took over. And now Kamala's ego is taking over. That's why she's lashing out at reporters. Yeah. All right, let's see here. Yeah. Okay. All right. So this go along the same lines, Truman. At least we knew that Biden was in decline. This person's horrible in her supposed prime. Exactly. I don't know. She was in her prime with Montel, if you know what I'm saying. Also shows how dumb the president, the former. Oh, it's true. Advancing her politically. That is very, 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 very true. Let's see. Oh, Greg did some episodes with who'd you do it with Mike Flip on American Canuck Radio. I love the American Canuck Radio. That's a love that. Like the AZ judge saying, isn't time to review the voter registrations and finish before Election Day. They can at least start the cleanup. I like that. Yeah. Greg says of Canadian deals, they run them pretty clean and transparent. Alberta's last election was posted same night. Yeah. It's possible, and do they do paper ballot and hand counting, I wonder, or is it all these Dominion machines? Yeah, this is the democracy kind of going along. Elon, oh, could you imagine? If I vote for Donald Trump for no other reason, I vote because Elon Musk will head up the very first Department of Government Efficiency. That's all that matters. What that guy did, I forget the company's name, but everybody lost their minds of this in the stock price when it was like a juggernaut a few months ago. I mean, it's the beginning of the year. And everybody was going crazy. The CEO was like, what Elon is on a different level. Like what Elon did with, especially moving his plant from California to Texas, and the whatever the cooling systems and all the stuff they did, and not to mention that he just caught a 23-story rocket with some metal arms that just went out and just said, "Here, I got you." Just having him run the government efficiency office would be absolutely, yeah. Looking for a breakdown of what judges on the ballot need to get the boot. Oh, that is a tough one. But I can pretty much get to the higher ups. But here's something that is disheartening to me along those lines. And we got our decompression session just a second. I have a friend that is very pro, female reproductive rights. Just call it what it is, damn it. But anyway, female reproductive rights. Voted against two of the justices in Arizona Supreme Court that voted to go back to Arizona's old ways in the last law in the books. And I had to explain to this person, I said, listen to me. This person's father's an attorney, by the way, a liberal attorney. Said the justices did exactly what they were supposed to do. They don't make laws. So they said, we have to go back to the other law in the book because of what happened in the Supreme Court. We have to go back to the other law in the book. State legislators got to get together and fix this. Still, I'm voting against them. People vote with their hearts, man. People vote with their hearts is scary as all get out. So we'll see if they get some judges doing the good things, right? Fine said, carefully choose your vice president. The vice president is supposed to be the next person to handle situations, to be a figurehead, not be a figurehead for DEI. Alfred, it's well said. JD Vance is doing nothing but impress me. Nothing. I mean, he gets a little, Ivy League weird sometimes, but okay, cool, whatever. You know what you're getting. It's not Tim Walz. God, what is with that guy? Just play that as a commercial. Just play his entrance to every event on a commercial. Oh, I tell you what. Okay, what else we got here? Yeah, it's tough with that, but I do. Here's what I want to break down, and I might want to do this because my son is in a tipping job, so I want to get this Prop 138 thing down. Can we do that next week? Or maybe tomorrow. I'll see if I can. I want to really dive into it because I really don't like it as. I have some very, very good friends that own very well-known eating establishments here in the Valley, and they're doing social media posts promoting it. I don't get it. I don't understand this Prop 138 thing. I just don't get it. It has to do with tipped workers and things like that. And by the way, who the hell isn't a tipped worker now? Who isn't? Both Paper and Watkins, Alberta is similar population to Arizona. Oh, yeah. There's no excuse, Greg. I mean, I'm sure you agree with me on that. There's just absolutely no excuse. None at all. Now, let's get to the tipping thing. Actually, I'll hold the tipping thing until tomorrow. I do, because I want to get the decompression session. I want to go get Nuge's little congratulations on your promotion kind of deal. I suggested to Canada we trade them Alberta Taylor Swift straight up. But Canada has take Bieber back. Yeah. Grizz, don't joke on the Bieber back thing. It's okay. We got it. We're there, dude. We're there with you already. Pal. God, I love you guys. All right. Let's have a decompression session. Can we just have a good one? A damn good one? I think gender reveal parties are the dumbest things in the planet. By the way, why are there only pink and blue? There aren't two. Anyway, gender reveal parties are stupid. Absolutely stupid. And Rhonda, just for a tip for tomorrow, get a tip for the tipping society. She said tipping culture is out of control. This was at a, thanks, buddy. Appreciate you, Greg. Tipping culture is out of control. It's at a doctor's office. So it's kind of a setup, but it speaks to a greater point. Anyway, gender reveal parties are stupid. Do you guys want to see the best gender reveal party in history? The best gender reveal party there has ever been? Get ready to stand and salute. Check this out. Oh, so proud. They even put balloons in the back, like the different color pink and blue balloons. It's so cool. Here we go. Are you ready? All right, look at the balloons in the back. All right, look at this. This is Brian Poitras. All right, one of his superpowers is having big brain thoughts. They got his little bio up there, and here we go. You apply, buddy. Gender reveal. See it.
What's it?
What do we got? F-16. Let's go. All right, what'd you have? What you gonna have?
Let's see it.
Give me it. Snakes, King, Blacksmith. Look at this, guys. How cool is this? What you got, Michelle? Come on, Michelle. Let's go.
All right, are you ready to find out what you can fly?
Kevin's gonna get a big one.
Send it.
Say, sure, I know what I'm doing. That's
it.
This is what a gender reveal party should be. B-52, let's go. Love Shack is a little. My man won the lottery right there, dude. Yes. The greatest aircraft ever made in the history of ever. You cannot talk me out of that. A-10s are not fair. Either F-22s or F-35s. I live out here in the West Valley, so I have Luke Air Force Base right by me. I mean, all night. Don't care. Sweet Sound of Freedom. It was actually a beer. Say 48 made one called The Sound of Freedom. That's what that is. The Sound of Freedom is our airplanes taking off constantly. So much fun. F-35s, the F-22. It's just it's stupid. I talked to several F-35 pilots, and the guy's like, if we can see our enemy-ish, we win. Basically, that's a whole of military basically sentiment now. If we can see our enemies, we win. It's over. Yeah. It's like one of the great blunders. The first, of course, is never get involved in a land war in Asia. There you go. I told you I'll have Princess Bride quotes. Y'all, I love you. I'm going to jump out of here about 10 minutes early. Going to go grab Nuge a little gift because he got promoted. Let him know Dad's super, super proud of him. And we're going to do this tomorrow. We are going to talk about, oh my gosh, wait, what did I say we're going to get to tomorrow? Oh, tipping. Oh, we're going to talk about tipping. All about that auto tip options. Boy, I'm telling you, we're going to get all over this. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for playing along. And we'll try to keep up with the comments as much as we can each and every day right here on In Other News. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.